Hey guys, Bolt here with SB Studios. We're here to do a quick summary because we're in the 12 days of Christmas, so we need to do something Christmassy. So we're doing the summary of the trilogy, not the TV show on like one of the uh, streaming services. I knew there's like a season 1 and 2 of the Santa Claus from. It's basically Tim Allen's Santa Claus. I'm doing the trilogy of movies, not the series. Anyways, so on the first movie, this is gonna be quick by the way. The very first movie is basically Tim Allen's character. I think he basically scared Santa Claus off the roof, and because he did that, he starts like a curse, a Santa Claus curse, where he becomes Santa Claus. So now he's got to. It's basically him adjusting to being Santa for the first one. The second one is basically like in his like in the terms of service for Santa Claus. It's like you got to have a Mrs. Claus. So now he's got to go get married. And then my question is, if that Santa Claus before had to get married, where's his Mrs. Claus at this point? Or is it like the Mrs. Claus is not immortal and the one who's Santa Claus is immortal? Questions you gotta ask. But anyways, Tim Allen has to go get married. Well, he's gotta lure someone in to be Mrs. Claus. And then while that is happening, I believe they make a toy Santa Claus who's like made out of rubber, and he gets obsessed with the job. So he's getting too used to being the Santa Claus. So now Tim Allen's got to deal with love and someone trying to take his Santa Claus job. And then the third one, Mrs. Claus is pregnant. They were gonna have a kid. It's very Shrek Forever After, where like I wish I had my life without being Santa. So he starts to feel like he wants to be with family. He wants to be what he was before, and he ends up like asking for it. But Jack Frost, who yet again is portrayed as a bad person, basically was like, all right, well, if you don't want to be, I can be. And there's a Santa Claus globe that basically lets you go back to that moment in time of when you can scare Santa Claus off the roof. And before Tim Allen can, Jack Frost does. So now it rewrites a timeline where Tim Allen is now just his business self from the first movie, and the North Pole is now a tourist attraction. It's no longer a self-contained magical place. It's now all the reindeer are on display, all the elves are proper employees. Jack Frost, who's the new Santa Claus, which I actually like his design, he's more of a businessman trying to get a lot of money, and he makes like plays and all that to have people for entertainment. And Santa Claus is able to, Tim Allen is able to get the globe back and rewrite it back to normal. And in the end of the movie, there's a little Claus. So, the start of a family, and a reason why you want to be Santa is because you wouldn't have this life. You wouldn't have ran into the girl who became Mrs. Claus, and he wouldn't have a job that basically requests almost nothing except for like once a year you gotta go give gifts. So, ooh. Anyways, that's it for that. And then let's see here. I guess I can do some other small things to kind of make up the time because there's supposed to be like 10 minutes of these things. So I guess we'll go over Jingle All the Way, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold. I don't know how to say his last name. Anyways, he is basically just a dad who is trying to find the biggest toy on the market, and even on not Black Friday, it's like of coming up on the season, and they have a Black Friday like event to get the toy, but like he gets like ripped apart at it. Then he goes and gets a Mexican bootleg one that has Hispanic for it. But hey, it's a toy, but it gets it falls apart, and then he becomes Turbo Man is the toy's name, and basically he gets himself into a suit to play a part in a parade that will give away a figurine of that toy. So because it's a hot seller, so basically whoever gets it will love that holiday. So he plans on taking the costume and giving his son the toy in the parade, but someone else who basically catches on that there is that toy, he becomes the most unbought toy, which is like the villain character. And basically they have a little fight on the parade, and well, I think if I remember the ending correctly, Tim Allen's about to give the toy to his son, but because his son recognizes that it's his dad, he's like, my dad was Turbo Man he's my real life hero, and I think the villain guy gets the toy for his own son. But anyways, we have one more little section I want to go over, which is the like little animated specials. There's like Here Comes Santa Claus, which is basically the origin of Santa Claus, which is just Kris Kringle. He tries to bring joy to people, but because of the government at the time, they see him as like a felon, so they try to like arrest him, but then he shows the pure joy, and then he has to face some ice wizard that is so cold-hearted that when he shows the Christmas joy, his heart melts and he becomes a normal person. Then it's like Rudolph. We know the story of Rudolph, but he ends up, instead of just the song, he runs into the snow monster. He meets a lumberjack, and that lumberjack and snow monster become friends after a little while. And then it's like the warmth of Christmas is what that movie's about. Frosty made friend who wants his own, like, I think first time he can't stay, so he has to go to the North Pole or where it's cold. Second movie's about him getting a wife, and basically having his own people when he can't be around at the rest of the year, so he needs his own person to be around. And then the third movie is him having kids, and I think that's a New Year's special where him and Frosty have to go, him and Rudolph have to go around, find baby New Year, and kind of save like the holidays. There's, oh wait, no, I think it's a Year Without Santa Claus, where I think Santa gets injured, or there's a reindeer who, due to the climate, gets stuck in a township that is too warm for the like reindeer magic to work. So basically Mrs. Claus has to go around asking the nature elements to change the weather so he can get out. So basically there's Heat Miser, Snow Miser, and Mother Nature, their mother, and it's basically like, hey, can you change it to winter there? Well, it's actually this guy's area, so you have to ask this guy to be able to ask this guy to change it, and then neither of them want to do so. So you have to go to the top and say, do it. Deal with it or I'm grounding you. Yes, mother. And basically just Santa is able to get out of there and they're able to save Christmas. And let's see, we did the Rudolph, we did the Frosty, we did the Grinch is just the Grinch, you know. Same thing as the book. Just extension, just like creature that doesn't care for Christmas because of the noise and the annoyance of people during that holiday. And then like he sees the actual reasoning for it, then his heart opens up to it, and then the community opens up to him. Let's see, we did that. But anyways, that's it. I gotta go do one more video, and then we are done for 12 days of Christmas. Well, not you guys. You guys have about 3. Oh, boy. I gotta do one more for the 12 days of Christmas, and then I will be officially. I'm recording this on the 8th. I will have in one more video. Well, actually 3 more videos. In 3 more videos, I will have everything I need. Woo! For not really. About 3 weeks. So, woo! Alright, anyways, that's it. So, just, you know how they say in the Kris Kringle special, put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor.